Okay, so first off, I'm going to start with eyeshadows. I love eyeshadows, so I'm going to go ahead and start there. Alright, so the Vice palette from Urban Decay. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about that one. Recently, it actually went on sale. I purchased it before it was on sale, dang it. But anyway, it just recently went on sale, so it was a little bit cheaper than when it started off. I've used a few of these colors, and I'm really excited about using them for future makeup. Right now, when I kind of look at it, this kind of reminds me of like party makeup or birthday makeup or something like that, like Christmas party makeup, New Year's party makeup, that kind of thing. There's a lot of bright colors, and you have a lot of different shades in here. You've got several different types of like purpley colors and greenish colors and grays and things like that. There's not there's quite a few that could be considered neutral, but there's just not a lot of neutral shades. So I really like this palette, but I would consider it to be more of something that you would purchase and then use for a actual, you know, like event or something, not necessarily maybe something you use every day. So if you're looking for something to just use every day, I've got two palettes that I really like for that. This one, oh dang it, this one is the newest one from Tarte, and I really like this one because, here, I'll show you. I really like this one because it is so neutral. So the shades are just really, there's some of them here. There's some of them that are going to be more so like what you would consider, you know, shimmery or something. There's a lot of matte, like these are all matte, and then there's that one's shimmery, that one's shimmery. Where are we? Like this one's shimmery, but then the majority of these are matte shades, so they look really good, and they're also warm toned. So warm tone colors look really good with a lot of different kind of skin tones and everything. So the warm tones, I really like those, especially in a normal, like everyday type of makeup look. And then also another one that's more like a normal everyday type of makeup look would, or makeup palette, would also be the Gwen Stefani palette. I bought this one online, so I got it a little bit cheaper than normal, but okay, so the shades in this one, there are some shimmery shades, but they aren't as shimmery as the Tarte palette. The Tarte palette has a lot more shimmer in their shades, but this one is probably an even more neutral, but it does have more colors. So you do have a little bit of like a purple and a blue over here, but then the majority of them are going to be like this whitish or this like cream colors, and then a tiny bit over here just going to be like darker shades. So anyway, I like this palette all right. Like, it's pretty good. I like Urban Decay just in general. I like the type of product that they generally have. I don't know, like this one is probably my least favorite. The Gwen Stefani one is probably my least favorite. I really like the Vice palette for when you know, want some major color, and then I really like the Tarte palette when you want just neutrals, period, but you want a little bit of shimmer. So if you want to go with something that's a little bit more plain, this is a little bit more plain. That's what I would say, but I mean, do whatever you want. Okay, the Lorac palette to go is a really nice palette. This has both, it has eyeshadows in there, and the eyeshadows I really like. So I use highlighters a lot. So the Pearl and, let me see, the Pearl and this Shell color, I really like those. And then you've got Cafe, Chai, I think that's Mink and Black. So I really like both of those. You've got this super versatile colors there. But then if you go over, oh, my hair's frizzy. Ooh. Okay, but then if you go over to like the other side, it also has coral, pink, and bronze. So you've also got like some cheek color. So I really like this. This is like the same price as, or close to the same price as the Tarte palette. So I mean, this one I really like too. There's going to be less actual shades, but you've got brown and black, and then you've got highlighter colors, and then you could also use those highlighter colors over here for actual highlight on the cheeks. So you could use these as well for highlight on the cheeks instead of just using, you know, just the other shades for your cheeks. You could also have a highlighter for your cheeks. So I really like it that it's kind of all built in together. So that's a really nice palette because it has both the highlighters for the cheeks, highlighters for the eyes, it's got the eyeshadow, and it's got a bronzer, and it's got 2 different kinds of blush. So anyway, that's another palette that I really like, and one that I just recently purchased, and I really like the textures of Lorac eyeshadow too. I think Tarte as far as eyeshadow creaminess, this is probably the best creamy, like, actual eyeshadow I've probably used. I really, really like it. So anyway, that's something else to think about when you're purchasing eyeshadow. Maybe, you know, decide what you think there, maybe based on the creaminess or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's just something to think about. Not necessarily you have to do that at all, but anyway. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go into is going to be like stuff that I use on my eyes and around my eyes. So alright, my favorite ever mascara now is this Lancome Hypnose Drama. Okay, so this right here is just an amazing mascara. As far as mascara, you can like put several layers on and then like plump it up, so that's really, really nice. And then you can also you know, it adds length, it adds volume and everything, but it comes off really well, and I don't think it damages my eyelashes the same way some other mascaras damage my eyelashes. Like, this one seems a little bit more creamy based, and it doesn't flake throughout the day a lot, so that's nice. Okay, Define-A-Brow is something that I've been using on my eyebrows. This reminds me a little bit of like a dupe of Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz Pencil, because the end of it is just so tiny. Like, I don't know, let me see. The end of it is just so tiny, and it just gives you the ability to just like get down to that super, super fine line and still have it look nice. So anyway, really like this. It's from Maybelline. I got this one in the medium brown, and I'm totally gonna buy another one. So just recently purchased that one. I think that it's newer on the market. Okay, another thing is the Unique lashes, 3D fiber lashes stuff. So I have purchased this, like, I think I purchased 3 altogether. So this, what you do with this one is you put on your gel pomade type of thing, comb it through your eyelashes the same way you would with mascara, and then you go in with the 3D part. It almost looks like, I don't know, it's almost like cottony or something like that, but it just comes off in these little bitty, let me see, it's these little bitty pieces, and those little bitty pieces end up making your eyelashes look so much longer. Like, mine will literally touch my eyebrow bone when I put this on very much. Like, I don't have on any right now because I usually just use it when I'm like wanting to really dress up but not use eyelashes. So if you don't want to use eyelashes, I would totally recommend this. You can buy it online, you can buy it through a retailer, and it's not very expensive at all, so that's nice. It is more expensive through a retailer than online, just so you know. Okay, something for skin. So I'm going to talk a little bit about skin stuff. Okay, so recently I've been using this a lot, but during the winter, my skin is already pretty dry. So instead of just using the Infallible Pro Matte by itself, I've been mixing it a little bit with the Infallible 18-Hour Advanced Never Fail Makeup from L'Oreal. This one is not matte, so it has a tendency to look a little bit, or to be a little bit more, stays a little bit more damp. So I've just been mixing these together, and I actually have mixed both this one with 104 and 102. So 104 and 102 are my normal colors here. I use 104 when I'm a little bit more tan looking, and I use 102 when I'm a little bit less tan looking. But then I use this, and I'm using it in the shade 606, and it's called Natural Buff. So anyway, that's interesting. But anyway, so I just really like this to be mixed with this, so that way this isn't just making your skin even more dry during the winter, because the winter has a tendency of doing that a lot. Okay, so I recently bought this as well. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. So this is supposed to be a foundation plus concealer. I like it okay. A lot of times this just ends up being really oily on my skin though, but it is kind of nice around my eyes and that kind of thing. One of the cool things is that it is pretty high coverage, and it comes with this little blotter thing, so it's kind of nice. You can just like dab it on your skin and stuff, but it is pretty expensive, so I would almost rather, you know, buy the two of the, oh, wrong one. I would almost rather buy both of these for the same price as this. So I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. The good thing about Clinique is that it is hypoallergenic. So if you have issues with some makeup, maybe try out Clinique. It's an option. Okay, so let's go on to a couple other things. Okay, so I had recently purchased the MAC Pro Longwear Makeup, and I've been using this mainly around my eye area because my eye area tends to get dried out the most and then start to like wrinkle or look cakey or whatever. So I really like this just around the eye area. This right here is the Wet n Wild Fergie bronzer, and it is in the shade Rose Golden Goddess. So I use this a ton. I absolutely love it. So I've got another one here, and I actually just went and bought a backup because this one kind of started breaking. I think it was because I dropped it. I don't think it started breaking just because I've had it for a little while, but I think it was just because I dropped it. But anyway, so this stuff is amazing. I use it all over. Like I use it up above, like in my forehead area, my cheekbone area, my like chest area and everything. It's just so nice. It's got a little bit of a pinkish color, so you can also use it on your cheeks just as like a normal bronzer and not as like a contour or anything like that. But it's got so much like pretty shimmer to it, and I really like it. And it's also like $3, I think, so it's not super expensive. Okay, another thing that I recently purchased was, okay, I've raved about this before. It's the Marc Jacobs palette, right? But it's super expensive, so I'm all about, like, you know, if you can save some money, then do it. Well, okay, so look at this. So this is the new Wet n Wild Contouring Palette Contour. I don't know if they meant to do that, but whatever. Anyway, it kind of doesn't even go together, but whatever. So Wet n Wild came up with this. There's two different types. This one is actually going to be the caramel toffee one. Okay, so this is amazing. All right, so take a look at this. So this is like $3 at Walmart. Okay, so I pop it open. I'm going to show you this amazing, this amazingness. They're like the same exact colors. I think that's absolutely nuts. Like, they're literally like the same exact colors. That's amazing. So anyway, all right, so the Marc Jacobs palette is close to like 40 bucks. I bought it and I would totally purchase it again, but when I found this, I've still been using it. I mean, I'm still using that a lot, but this thing has like 3 bucks and I've already used it and I really like it. I think it comes off maybe a little bit different at the actual like product on your skin, but it's still really close to the same shade, and for like a 1/10 of the price, I'm totally good with that. So anyway, that's a great dupe to try. Okay, let's see, a couple other things. Okay, so Wet n Wild also has this. I know I like talk a lot about Wet n Wild because Wet n Wild is amazing. L'Oreal and Wet n Wild are probably some of my favorites to actually go and buy in a store. So anyway, it's some really great glitter to put on over your eyeshadow. So I just take this, put a little bit on there for New Year's look that I did. I didn't really do anything crazy for New Year's, but it was just kind of fun to come up with some kind of really sparkly thing. Well, this is like 97 cents at Walmart and it works really well. You could also use it, you know, just for like any kind of normal little like fun party thing or whatever. So the next thing is I purchased this highlighter. It is in the shade Moonstone. It's from Becca. It's a really nice highlighter just for like the tops of your cheekbones and stuff, and also like a little bit on your nose or it's just kind of expensive, but I really like it. So I don't know, I'm going to use it very sparingly, very sparingly. But anyway, okay, so another thing that I recently purchased, I purchased another one of the Laura Mercier setting powders. This is the matte translucent Laura Mercier setting powder. This is what it looks like. It's like it's kind of expensive, but it's amazing. I have a tendency of getting really like damp and oily throughout the day, so when I'm setting my makeup and everything, I usually use something like this. Okay, so for contouring, I recently purchased the Laura Mercier contouring kit. I really like this contouring kit because of the colors and the creaminess of it. So there you go with that. Laura Mercier just has really good products. So these are probably my 3 favorite things that I bought from Laura Mercier so far: the brightening powder, the translucent powder, and the contouring stuff. I have realized over time that certain companies make certain products really, really well, and that I don't care for some of their other products as much. So Urban Decay has an extreme range of eyeshadows. I feel like they specialize in eyeshadows and they do an amazing job at it. But then I feel like something like Tarte, I don't really like some of their other products hardly at all, but I really like their eyeshadows as well. So I like both of those. When it comes to something like foundation, I would probably go with L'Oreal the most, just because, and I do go with it the most, just because they have a really good product for not as expensive as something else. I'm always scared when I use MAC or Clinique or something like that to use too much of the product or not like it because there's so much money on it. But with L'Oreal, I hardly am ever disappointed in their products, and they just have a really, really nice foundation. So that's what I normally go with there. When it comes to Wet n Wild, I usually use a lot of their cheek products. Both now I'm going to be using their contouring kit, but I also really like, you know, their blushes, their bronzers, and that kind of thing. And those to me are probably some of the neatest things because they're so much cheaper than what you could buy somewhere else. I really can't wait for them to come out with an actual highlighter. That would be awesome. See what they can come out with. But anyway, when it comes to Laura Mercier, just as a setting powder, I really like their setting powders. I don't know that I would buy the contouring kit again that they have. I like it okay, but their setting powders I would probably purchase over and over and over and over and over. So anyway, those are my reviews and my newest makeup haul. I think that I'm probably going to do another one in the summer, so give me a little bit of time to get stocked back up on some new things. Can't wait to try some of the new products I've been seeing. So anyway, I hope that you like this little makeup haul. I hope that you can follow me and ask me questions and subscribe and Instagram me and Facebook me and Snapchat me and everything else possible, I guess. You could email me. Just ask me questions. Let me know if there's anything specific that you want to see. I would love to actually get some feedback and kind of know if there's anything that would be specifically helpful for someone. So let me know, and I will talk to you guys all later.